Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today is blog post number 7 and it is called Chocolate Chip Cookies. It was uploaded onto WordPress.com on February 21st, 2022. You can find the link to my blog in the description box. We're all set. Let's begin with chocolate chip cookies. Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're able to join us today. I hope you're all doing really well. Today's topic is cookies. I love to bake, but my favorite thing to bake is cookies. I love baking cookies. I've been baking for most of my life, and I actually started baking with my grandma. I don't remember how it all started. I don't know if we were just baking for the fun of it, or if we were baking for a special occasion. I honestly can't remember. I was little. Before you ask, no, I do not make up my own recipes. I either find some new recipes online or in a cookbook. But most of the time I use the recipes my family and I have been using for years. However, I might tweak a recipe here and there just a tad to kind of make it my own. I'll explain in a minute. Now, if you haven't guessed, today's cookie is the chocolate chip cookie. It is my all-time favorite cookie. I love the way that the kitchen or the house smells when they're baking. The recipe I use when baking chocolate chip cookies is from the back of the Nestle Toll House chocolate chip bag. It's the recipe we've been using for as long as I can remember. I'm sure there are a lot of great other recipes out there, but the Nestle Toll House is the one I've been using forever. As I mentioned a little earlier, I will tweak a recipe a bit to kind of make it my own. I will follow the recipe as it is on the packaging, except for the vanilla extract and the chocolate chips. I tweak those two measurements, a little bit based on personal reference. I always add a little extra vanilla, and of course I add extra chocolate chips. The recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, but I'll put in 2 teaspoons instead. The Nestle Toll House recipe calls for 1 3/4 cups of chocolate chips. However, I will make it an even 2 cups. It also depends on the size of the chocolate chips you use. There are some mini ones available in stores. When it comes to how long you bake them in the oven, it can all depend on what size you roll the dough or what your cookie trays or sheets are made out of. When it comes to rolling the dough, I don't use my hands as the dough can get a little sticky, so I use 2 spoons to shape the dough that way. Although, most recently, I started using this itty-bitty ice cream scoop looking thing to try and help keep the dough to similar sizes. When it comes time to put the dough in the oven to bake, you'll put it into the oven that is set for 375 degrees Fahrenheit or 190 degrees Celsius. You'll set the timer for about 10 minutes. If after 10 minutes they still don't look done, I usually add another 1 to 2 minutes. For me, based on personal preference, I like to say that they're done when the edges have become a nice golden brown. Once they're done, take the trays out of the oven and set them on top of the stove or wherever you have a designated spot to put them to let them cool. When you're setting them aside, you're going to put the next set of trays into the oven. Once you've done that, take the spatula and get the cookies off the tray and put them on a cooling rack that you have set off to the side somewhere. Once they have cooled, you're free to eat them, pack them, or whatever it is you have planned to do with them. Fresh baked cookies are the best. They are nice and warm where it feels like they practically melt in your mouth. I would definitely say it goes really well with a glass of milk. If you don't like milk or you can't have it, a glass of water will do just fine. It's safe to say that baking is one of my favorite hobbies. I love baking. The thing I hate most about baking, well, cooking in general, is having to wash the dishes. But if I really think about it, doing the dishes after spending the whole day baking is worth it. The house smells good, and I have a nice treat to snack on and share with others. Thank you for joining us today. Hope to see you next time. Happy baking!